Well, to me, looking at the rest of your reading, that would indicate your capacity to channel. I think that as if I was to see you as a musical instrument, then you'd be a finely tuned violin or like a Stradivarius or something like that, where just the slightest uh, energy you'd be able to pick up, you know?
Hello, you gorgeous actors and lady actors. How are you doing today? Today I'm talking about something that might resonate with you, and pun intended, sound therapy and the therapy that I had with Helen. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So some of you will have seen Helen when I interviewed her talking about sound therapy and lots of other things. Helen's a musician, she's a therapist now, and she uses sound to heal people, which is lovely. So we did like a therapy exchange. I helped her with something, we did a little bit of higher self work, and she is now in the process of giving me some sound therapy. What does that look like? Well, it started with me recording a 10-minute dialogue. So I had a record and I just chatted about my life, I suppose. Nothing, it doesn't have to be about anything, but I chatted about my life. Sent her that, and then Helen runs it through this program, which must have taken about 75 years to write. And the program gives you like a list of stuff about you. And it goes into the deepest levels that you could possibly imagine. Chakras and the actual tone, whether you're in tune or out of tune.
But if we come to the emotions, look at this. So the red is the restrictive, okay? And so that's actually really important. So you're kind of holding back your emotions quite a lot, restricting yourself. Would you say that that's true?
When I after I had the ayahuasca experience, I cried for 3 months. Okay, off and on. Not the whole 3 months. That would be awful, but off and on. And
yeah.
Since then, I have found that I'm able to express my emotions so much better than I used to, because I didn't express them. Because if you want everybody to like you, you cannot show your natural flow of emotions. I was a bit out of tune. Yeah, a little bit out of tune. Or a lot out of tune, I don't know, but I was on the wrong. I wanted to be in middle C, and I was below. I was off tone. So, based on what the analysis picks up, then it gives you a list of the things that you're kind of out of whack with. Okay, it tells you what you're good at as well, but we're never interested in that. We want to know what the problems are. Yeah, I remember years ago when I wasn't well. I didn't feel well. I wasn't doing the right thing in my life. And I saw a video of a guy who was talking to a doctor who did hair analysis and then ran it through this machine that then said what your problems were. And I thought, wow, that's bloody great. So it was only, I think the analysis was only like $100. So I thought, what the hell? Sent my hair off to the US for $100, got my report, nearly shit myself. The report was like endless with every problem you could probably imagine was there. And the one that frightened me the most was the C word. Notice I'm not saying cancer. The C word. Why? Just so that we're even more scared of it. So it mentioned cancer, various things, and I thought, holy cow. However, these things don't just come. They don't just tell you that. I mean, they don't just say, oh, well, that's it. You're fucked. There was an option of putting it right. And how it worked was that every month they would give you a card that would change your frequency. It was like resonance through your body. And so it was expensive. it was expensive. I can't remember how much it cost per month, but I think it was hundreds of euros a month. But I paid it, and I did it for a year. Why did I pay it? Because I thought, I talked to my wife about it, and she said, well, what's your life worth? What's your health worth? Put a price on that. I couldn't. So I went ahead and did it. I was fully aware that I was in the world of woo-woo. I was fully aware that he could have just made that list up. Yeah. However, I did it for a year, wearing the card around my neck. Every month came a new card. And when I look back, what I did in that year almost was like a springboard for me making massive changes in my life. It was the beginning of massive changes. So when I look at it, what I see is it was a very, very positive experience. Was it real? I don't know. But when you pay that much money, is got to be fucking real. So my placebo effect was in full. Yeah. But I do believe that it helped me tremendously for whatever reason. So the same when I saw the report from Helen, I thought, oh, here we go. However, the report offers solutions too, because it actually creates these audios that you listen to. They aren't very attractive. I'm going to tell you that. They're not pleasant. It's not like, oh yeah, I like that. We're going to put some music and a background thing that's going to heal you. Yeah, like this. No, this is like, zzz, woo. Okay, but the resonance frequencies put you right. So I've listened to that a few times. I need to listen to it a few more as well. And then we had a meetup, Helen and I, and Helen went through all of the aspects of this. And what was really nice was this. When I read the report, I looked at it and it was kind of like, oh, so many things, and it was so confusing and everything. But then when I went through it with Helen, and she was asking me these pertinent questions, how does that sit with you? How does that sound with you? Or what's that sound like?
So it says you're sometimes a little bit too trusting and a little bit dreamy. Would you say that that's something that comes up?
Yeah. Okay, so the trusting and dreamy. I was a daydreamer when I was a kid. I spent my entire childhood daydreaming because my life was so awful. It was better to go into another world. So yeah, I feel that I'm not so dreamy now, although I am extremely idealistic. I am, and I think it's
Right.
that my personality is, we've got pessimist, realist, optimist. I'm an optimist. And I'm sold on being
Right.
optimistic. And if that means dreaming, then I'm okay. I'm okay to be there. I'm okay to be there because, I believe that some of the greatest innovations in this world have come through people dreaming of what can be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm
And I
happy
think
to be there.
also the trust part, are you sometimes too trusting though? Can you sometimes even be naive in certain situations?
Yeah. In the past, so my wife, she used to say, you're too nice to people. You're too nice. You're too nice. You're too nice. And she said, and people will abuse that. So every now and again in my life, I've had people who've come in, and if somebody says that they need help, I will help them because that's why I'm here. That's my purpose,
Right.
is service to others and to help. So
Right. Yeah.
99 times out of 100, people come to me and ask for help because they want help. But there's a small percentage of people that come and ask for help because they want to abuse the situation or whatever. And I help them. And then afterwards, I find out that actually, hang on a minute, they were using me as a mechanism to get what they want. I used to get upset about that. Now now I don't, there are two things I've done. Now I don't get upset about it because that's their business. If they want to abuse what I offer, that's their business and that's their karma. My karma, I help them. And
Yeah.
so I'm very happy with helping them, even if they choose not to use it that in the right way. So that has helped me. And again, I've intellectualized that of, hang on a minute, no, I'm doing this because this is who I am. Yeah. Also, I've set up a boundary system of
Right.
where I understand that if somebody, have you heard, the three strike, three strike, I give them three
Yes.
strikes, yeah, and
Yeah.
if I
Yeah.
use the yes
Yeah.
but system, so I will help. Somebody wants help, I'll offer them help, and then if I hear yes but, this is what you should do, yes but, and if I hear that three times, then that's it, they've gone because they don't want help. What they want is
Yes.
they want me to tell them everything's going to be
Whatever it
okay and
is.
that yeah. It opened up lots and lots of things that maybe I was aware of or things I hadn't touched before. It was really very, very therapeutic, the session. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a long one. It was nearly 2 hours, the session. I really enjoyed it. It was great. The next step is to have Helen get her equipment out on me. Now, she's got the biggest fuck off tuning forks you've ever seen in your life. They're enormous. You could rob a bank with the tuning forks and probably heal people of various problems as you hitting them on the head with the tuning forks. Beautiful. So the next session that I'm going to have, I'm going to record it and I'll share bits and pieces with you. Is about that. Is helping me to balance out my frequencies, which is lovely. Very, very nice. So that's the situation with Helen. I've given you bits and pieces of what happened, and I'll share more when we do the actual sound bit as well that Helen does. If you're interested in getting in touch with Helen, then I'll put her contact information in the video, and you can maybe have a go yourself. I have no idea what Helen charges. I didn't get into that. That's something that you can ask her, and just let her know that you've come recommended through Peaceful Rebellion. Not that I'm getting a discount or any of that stuff. I'm just saying that so that she knows that we've been able to help her a little bit. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? If you're interested. Okay, I love you all, and I'll speak to you all later. Bye-bye.